So Life in a Box, I got started with this not too long ago after working with WFG for a while. I saw that families were very unprepared, not only just policies and the typical thing what you might think of with insurance and insurance sales or representation, but also location. Where are things? The mission and purpose is to prepare families for life events. Getting organized and knowing what to do and when to do it is going to be vital. And then having the proper documentation, keeping them updated is also super important. And my mission and purpose right now is family first. So we need to make sure that we're keeping our family in the loop, so to say, so that they're not going on a scavenger hunt when this emergency happens. So the step one is gathering these important documents. So what do we need to gather? Any kind of policy you have, life insurance, maybe even your homeowner's policy, your car insurance, declaration pages, your will and trust. And then accounts. What accounts do you have? If your purse got stolen, your wallet got stolen, do you know which credit cards companies to call? And then passwords. If you have everything on digital form and your spouse or significant other or somebody that you're taking care of passed away and everything they do is digital, if you can't even get into their emails, then that's going to cause a problem. You know, you won't be able to communicate with people that are affected through their life. Medical information, allergies, do you have any medical issues, like documents for your home. Now comes the fun part, the sorting, the shredding, and the filing. So you're going to sort, you're going to shred, you're going to file. Anything that has to do with emergencies, I'll put in the yellow, right? And then anything that has to do with the house, I'm going to put it in that section. And then you're going to shred any old, outdated documents. If you don't need it, shred it. File documents that may not be vital to your emergency binder elsewhere. You don't really need your tax returns in this binder, right? Because this is basically set up for an emergency. If there's a tornado, or a hurricane, a fire, you know, you've gotten a car wreck, you are, you know, having a medical emergency or family, you're going to want to be able to grab this binder and get that vital first information now. So now that you've gotten everything kind of sorted, organized, shredded, you got to check and make sure your beneficiaries are up to date. Make sure you have enough life insurance for what you're doing now. Use a highlighter, highlight, mark it even with Post-it notes. Sometimes that helps. Put a little Post-it sticky on there, like double check, you know, this information, or call HR in the morning or whatever, and put it on there. Or even just a little note reminder. So assembling your binder, getting everything sorted by category, you're going to place your binder in a safe but accessible area. And if you tell, like, obviously you're going to need to tell somebody where it is. Maybe your spouse or your roommate or whoever you share a house with would need to know that. And then outside of that, tell a trusted friend, like, hey, you don't have to tell them what's in the binder. But if there was ever an emergency, I have a binder that kind of has a lot of instructions, or, you know, things that if you were ever felt like you needed more information about me, then it's located here, here, and here, or whatever. But then there's a long-term commitment to doing this as well. And that is every year, probably maybe at tax time, you want to set a date, kind of like an anniversary. Pull out your binder, update it, make sure everything's still current. Make sure your contact information didn't change. Like, you couldn't put me down as a contact for an emergency because I live in Florida, so that's not gonna help you, right? So you wanna make sure if people's living situations change over the course of a year, that you keep that updated. And then just throughout the year, as you receive something in the mail, if it's important, you know, just tuck it in your binder. Even if you don't really file it, just put it with it. That way it's there for when you actually sit down and redo it. But if it's not important, just shred it. Just get done with it. These are your Life in a Box. So make it fun. This is my daughter Mary. She's my helper. Getting your family involved makes it fun. And then you have those conversations that you don't want to have. But you make it about the organizing part, not necessarily the depressive, sad if I died part. So making it fun, getting everything together, assembling it, then getting it done. Take your dining room table and smear it all over it and fix it back up. And then putting it in a safe place. So making sure that it's organized and ready, and then you can walk away and be done. Breathing, stress-free, everybody knows what to do.
This sort of thing would have been much more helpful.
Yeah.
It would have all been outlined my mom's jewelry, all of those things that she had, figurine collections, and my dad had what would you call it, wood carving and tools to do that, and a lot of his other things from clear back in dental school,
Right.
50, 60 years before, and it would have been nice to have things a little more organized. So
Yeah.
I think this is a great idea.
Great gifts and great rewards comes through distressful times.
Absolutely.
You know, he says it's never going to be easy, but I seem to be at the point of people that are declining. I've been called in, and I go, what the heck am I doing? What are you doing to me? Why me? You know, well, you find out later those are gifts that you have, but you know, I want to strengthen that gift, but I want to give a gift too. It's a gift of
Absolutely.
unity and peace and tranquility. If I
That's
can pass
awesome.
it on to this family, you know.
Now you
So,
got another tool.
That's right. Now you have another resource, another tool. Yeah.